Hello. All right. Good morning. My name is Braden Sue, and I will be chairperson for today's service. Are there any new visitors or new students and families here this morning? All right, I can skip that one. First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 of the big book, followed by the sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the little service book, on page 93 in the big book. Alright, now we will have Gatha, Buddha Loves You on page 39 in the small service book, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book, or page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1. Alright, the Golden Chain. The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Alright. Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Reverend Jones.
Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, good morning. Welcome to this morning's service, and thank you for all of those who are watching from home. Now, by now, most of the younger folks in the room are well into the new school year, and I hope it's starting off well for you. For some of you, this may be the first year in a new school, maybe even in a new city if you and your family moved recently. But for most, it's at least a new teacher or a new set of teachers and new rooms at the school. The schoolwork is probably a little harder than last year, but these are all normal things. And believe it or not, your parents and grandparents were once your age and went through very much these same things. Change is hard. We get used to the way that things are done. We become familiar with the teachers, the other kids in the class, and even the principal and the others who work at the school. Now there are new teachers, new kids. Some of the familiar kids are gone, and some of the people who worked at the school may be different as well. And if this is a new school for you, then things are really different. And most of us would rather not change things. We like things to stay as they are because we're used to them. We're comfortable with the way things are. Change can be a little scary. But after all, we talk about change a lot here. As you go through all these changes at school, some of you may also be aware of many things that are happening in the world around you. You may even hear about some of these things in school. For instance, you may hear about the terrible acts of violence that have happened recently at some schools in America. You may have heard about the number of people who want to come to the United States and the fact that some of them come to this country without permission, and a lot of people are upset about all this. Many of you may be aware that we're just a few weeks away from a very important election where we'll decide who becomes the next president of the United States. This election brings with it a lot of emotion from the people who are old enough to vote, and some are excited about it, some are worried about it, and others are just angry about it. With all of this going on around you, what do you do? What do the kids do? What should you think of all of this? What I want to tell those of you who are in elementary and middle school is don't think about all of this at all. There's no reason for you to worry about these things. Your parents and teachers are already thinking about these things, and they will take care of you. That's just what they do. That's why they are there. For those of you in high school, I can understand why you may worry about these things and why some of these things could even make you angry. But I encourage you to talk to your parents, talk to your teachers, talk about it with your school counselors. Now, I'm not suggesting that any of these people will have all the answers to these situations. These are tough situations. No one has all the answers. These are very difficult issues. But remember, there are at least two sides to every issue. While the answer to gun violence may seem very clear to some of us, many in this country will point to the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and say everyone has a right to have a gun. And although we can understand why allowing too many people from other countries to move into the United States can cause some issues, what about the words written on the Statue of Liberty? Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. These are very difficult issues. But as children, they're not your issues to worry about. Your parents and the other adults around you have the job of worrying about these things. Meanwhile, you should just be you. Go to school, learn, make new friends, play. Get involved with music and sports and other activities. Be curious about what you're learning at school. In Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we have some of the same advice to our adults and to everyone. There is no need to worry about your eventual enlightenment or entry into the pure land of Amida. That's all taken care of for you by the compassionate vow of Amida Buddha. Live your life. Stay curious. Say the Nembutsu. Amida's light will always find you. I want the children in school to be kids. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy school. Enjoy your friends. Love your family. The spirit of what I'm saying can be found in the following lyrics from a song you are probably much more familiar with than me. The song emphasizes the comfort and love found in embracing who you are and the joy that comes from being yourself and the safety of your family and your home. And don't worry, I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to say it. I hear your laugh and look up smiling at you. I run and run past the pumpkin patch and the tractor rides. Look now, the sky is gold. I hug your legs and fall asleep on the way home. I don't know why all the trees change in the fall, but I know you're not scared of anything at all. Don't know if Snow White's house is near or far away, but I know I had the best day with you today. Anybody recognize these verses? Anybody know whose song that is? Really? So these are the words from the song The Best Day from the Fearless album by Taylor Swift. And for the parents, if you've never heard this song or seen the video that goes with it, I encourage you to look it up. It's actually a very sweet song. So, thank you. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Thank you, Reverend Jones. Now we will have Gatha Sayonara on page 103 in the Little Service Book, followed by the Promise located on page 5 in the Little Book, or on page 15 in the Big Book.
Tanoshi
The promise. We thank Buddha for showing us the way of freedom.
We'll
We will
endeavor
endeavor
to
walk
in
his
this
noble path every day of our lives.
lives.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
All right. Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Reverend Jones, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, Organist, Mrs. Jones, and AV Coordinator, Mr. Endo. Are there any announcements? No? All right. Oh, never.
I didn't think it'd be that quick. So hi, everyone. I'm Randy Cow, one of the Troop 611 Assistant Scoutmasters. Troop 611 has our e-waste next week from 9 to 3. So the flyers are out there outside if you want to see what's included as is good to be donated or not. And if you have any other questions, let us know. Oh, if you are not able to make it next week, the office also has a box with for e-waste as well. So if you wanted to put it there, you can. And that's it. Thanks.
I'm the last one. Okay, let's see. Saturday, October 13th is something. Wow, what a time to have a brain fart. Okay, so on the 19th of October, we're having the birthday party for Sumi Tanabe. Yeah, so it's the 13th. See, I knew thank you. Phyllis, you should be sitting over here so you can help me. Your voices are so similar. Starting over. Okay, Sunday, October 13th is Sumi. See, I've been stalling for you. Sumi Tanabe, we're celebrating her birthday again, as I've mentioned a couple times. She was recognized with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BCA national meeting back in February. So we're having a birthday party for her. Please sign up. You can connect through the office, and there might be a QR code in the Dharma newsletter. And then on Saturday the 19th is our Community Kato Kai. Is that the one? Yeah. So those flyers have just come out, so please sign up for that. And for those of you who are wondering why Janice Oda is here, you've seen her out in front. We've been holding a raffle that was donated from someone who won that raffle prize from was that it? Obon dance practice. One of the Girl Scout troops donated it, and she donated it back, so we've sold more tickets to donate it, so we're going to do that right now. So Janice is going to have somebody pull the ticket out. I'd pull the ticket, but I have a ticket in there, so it'd look really bad if I pulled my own ticket. So. Oh, this person is here. The winner is Arlene Maury, one of our Dharma school teachers. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and just a reminder, there is no Dharma school next week because there's this national BWA conference that is being hosted by Coast District, and the ministers and many people here within the temple are helping run that. So there will be a service here, though. The service is going from 10:15 to 11:45, so everybody is welcome here. There will be Certainly there will be people from the various BWAs across the country that are attending the conference coming to this service, but all of you are welcome. I forgot who the guest speaker is. Is there a guest speaker? Oh, Mikame Sensei. So we have numero uno, we have the best guest speaker of them all. Mikame Sensei will be our guest speaker that day, so come and show your support. Thank you. Anyone else?
All right, thank you. Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten out all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested can attend the adult English service following this one. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before you cross the street. Thanks for attending today's service.
Wasn't it?
Good morning and welcome to this morning's Dharma service. I'm Larry Honda and I'll be your chairperson for today. Just a reminder, there's no food or drink, of course, in the Hondo, and please silence your cell phones if you haven't done so. Don't want an NFL game going on in the middle of service, which would be my phone, by the way. Okay, do we have anybody new here for the first time? No? Well, if so, welcome. If you are new and you're not sure, just ask people around you about the different books and things we do here. So, all right, we'll start today's service with Sambujo, which is on page 24 of the large service book, and then we will be chanting the Sutra Juseige, which is on page 23 in the small Dharma School service book, or page 93 in the large service book.
Namandam, 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 namandam.
Okay, would you all please rise for the Gatha, I Am a Link in the Golden Chain, which is the third song in the yellow Gatha book. And then please remain standing for the recitation of the three treasures, which is on page 3 in the small Dharma service book.
I'm a link in the golden chain. Harmony may we all attain. Gentle to all living things. words I will say, and pure and beautiful deeds I will do for the world and for you, spreading kindness and love every day to all living things that come our way. Amiga's chain of love is bright. Through peace and love we will see the light. If you would please join now in the reading of the three treasures on page 3. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in the spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome to this morning's service. It's good to see all of you here, and to those who are joining us online, welcome. Today, as we begin the season of, what are we playing now? Is it football season or baseball? It's football? Yeah, so somebody playing today? So, 49ers? Oh, okay. I have no idea. I've tried following sports, and when they, I guess when, like the Giants were, in contention for the World Series, and there was that whole, I don't know, how many years ago was that now? 20 years? 10 years? And Timmy, what's his name? Tim Lincecum. See, I know some things about sports, but there was that period of time when everybody was excited, and fortunately, Mrs. Hojo got to see the Giants win a World Series. She was a big fan of the Giants. Sumura Sensei also very excited about the Giants and the playoffs. And we used to have ministers who would listen to the games with an earphone as they sat in the onaijin during services. And sometimes, not often, but they would get so excited, they would, wow, in the middle of service, and everybody wondering what was going on. But it's legendary how ministers sometimes get involved in sports. But no matter what our interests may be, all of us have things that we like to be involved in, that brings joy into our lives, and we should pursue them as best as we can. There are so many things that try to work against that, or we find ourselves in positions where we may not be able to enjoy things as much as we would like to. And so, when we do have the opportunity, we should try to enjoy it as much as possible. Buddhism at its core is always the Four Noble Truths. That's what Buddhism is about. It's not more complicated than that. It's difficulties that we experience, and how do we resolve that? And Buddhism suggests that through the how we view the world through our preferences, that we cause difficulties when we separate the world out But that if we can cultivate a mind that simply sees things as they are, we can begin to soften those boundaries, begin to recognize not so much what the differences that separate us, but begin to recognize perhaps the things that we have in common, the things that we share as human beings. In Jodo Shinshu, we recognize how difficult it is to do that, and so we recognize the importance of the vow of Amida Buddha that affirms and assures us as we are of the eventual resolution of difficulties, sonomama, just as you are. Sometimes it's hard to even think of ourselves as being the focus or of Amida's vow. But yet, Shinran felt very strongly that it is the person least capable of cultivating a mind that sees things as they are. That is the focus of Amida Buddha. Buddhism is about the resolution of difficulties. It is not about identifying difficulties that we cause and trying to correct that. It's about, compassion. It's about wisdom. How do we, as human beings, recognize the life that supports us, the life that makes our lives possible, and how that life supports and nurtures us. Regardless of what we may or may not have accomplished in our lives, as we are affirmed and assured of the eventual experience of enlightenment. That assurance allows us to look more carefully at ourselves. And we always, we feel we have to do things. And certainly as we make our way through the world, there are things we have to do in order for us to be able to continue our lives. I like to think that, sometimes that I'm, 20 years younger, but 10 years younger. But, nowadays, before I was Dr. Bob, I saw Dr. Bob yesterday. He was here at the service for Yoshichida, and he came up to me after the service and asked me how I was, because I had, about a month ago, I contracted COVID, and I've been recovering kind of slowly, still having some fatigue issues, and so he was asking me how am I doing, and I said, yeah, I'm okay, I'm doing fine, I'm getting better, feeling better every day. But then I told him, at night, and I've been thinking about this for a while now, but I asked him, and when I go to sleep, before I go to sleep, I'll take 2 Advils, because at night I kind of get achy and I keep tossing, I can't really get a sound sleep. And so I was asking him if it's okay to take 2 Advils, and he said, yeah, as long as you're not like taking 12 Advils in a day, you'll probably be okay. But I'll go back, I'll go back and visit Dr. Bob and see if it's okay. I mean, do some blood work and do those kinds of things and see if it's okay. So now I have to, before I could just sit down and fall asleep. Well, I still do that. I sometimes in the afternoon find myself with my unexpected nap. As long as I don't have marks of the keyboard on my forehead, I'm okay. But we change, we have limitations, we discover new things about ourselves, things that we would like to kind of delay as much as possible. But yeah, these things kind of continue to change, continue to progress. And even though we were unable to hold that off any longer, we still have the opportunity to look at the life or experience the life that we do have with a sense of joy, with a sense of gratitude. Recognizing our own limitations, we sometimes think, well, I need to find out my limitations so that I can correct them. Right? If I'm not able to do something, right, then I have to develop that skill. If it's something that is important to me, I have to develop that or make it better so that I'll be able to do something. And there are certain things that we may be involved in, that we can change in some way, make it better. I'm thinking of people are asking, what are you going to do when you retire? So, well, maybe I'll play some shakuhachi, maybe take up my photography again. I haven't done that for a long time, and I'm kind of in the process of dusting out my the old Nikon D50 that I have, that I received from the temple. When was it, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? Maybe longer. But so I have this Nikon D50 that I hadn't been using for maybe about 10 years. And I'm taking it down and trying to restore it, get it back functioning. One of the things about the old cameras, the rubber grip has a tendency to deteriorate. And so I'm looking over the internet now, what I might be able to do to get rid of that stickiness on the grip. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'd gladly accept any suggestions. But right now there's this product called 303 Protectant, I think is what it's called. It's used for automotive, aerospace, treatment of various kinds of surfaces. And one of the surfaces that included is rubber, so that if you use certain chemicals on the rubber, it's not going to be good, or house cleaning products on a rubber surface, it's going to deteriorate. So I'm trying not to do that, where the rubber grips are going to kind of start to fall apart. I could go to a camera shop and have it repaired, but hard-headed, so I'm going to try and do it on my own. As I'm preparing again, dusting off all of this equipment, getting familiarized with myself again with this, I'm doing things, right? I'm doing things to try and improve, have a better understanding. Photography has changed in the past 10 years. It's basically the same thing as when, photo plates were used. The gray, what's that called? Where you had a piece of glass and you exposed a piece of glass, and that was initial photography at the time. And it hasn't changed all that much. The technology has changed, but the process of looking at something and capturing that image, what is required in its composition, and the ideas that are expressed through that photo hasn't really changed very much. The technology, again, has changed, but not how what is captured in that photo. So now I'm trying to, again, get my head into photography, thinking about the equipment first, making sure everything is okay, and then beginning to capture images again. So there are things that we can do, that we can practice at. Timmy Lincecum had to practice, right? His throwing to get better. And there are things that we can do. But there's also things that no matter how hard we might work at, it's not going to change. It's going to be the same. I always use my colorblindness as an example. Being red-green colorblind, even that, there's been some new research regarding that, but my colorblindness is going to be with me forever. It's not going to change. Even if I think that somehow I can, that it's going to be different, it's not going to change. It's going to remain that I'm colorblind. And I may, make suggestions like I did with when we were renovating the Hondo. I may have ideas, contributions to what colors we might use in the Hondo. Not real helpful, but nevertheless, it takes a kind of I don't know, but to be able to say this might be a good color, this may not, when I have no idea what I'm looking at. That's giving an opinion for something I have that's never been a real reluctance that I have. If there's an opportunity to give an opinion, I would, more than happy to do that. But there are things that no matter how hard we work at, it's not going to change. We're not going to get younger, although there are some billionaires now that are looking to delay, see if we can end aging. A while ago, there were discussions about telomeres on the ends of your DNA, that if we look at those telomeres, we can maybe begin to delay the effects of aging. But that was many years ago. I don't know if that research even continues to this day. But in the meantime, we still progress. We'll continue to age. There's nothing that we can do to turn that around. We may delay it somewhat, but still at the end, it will be the end, and our lives will come to an end. And when we look at those kinds of important experiences of our lives, right? Buddhism isn't saying if you become a Buddhist, that's going to delay that. Buddhism isn't saying, Jodo Shinshu isn't saying that if you become Jodo Shinshu, that you'll be able to live forever. But what Jodo Shinshu does is recognizing our limitations, recognizing how my colorblindness isn't going to change, recognizing how no matter how many Advils I take, I'm eventually going to have to do something. I'm not going to be able to sleep well at night. That those kinds of experiences, as you are, it's okay. It's okay. It's not a being defeated by these limitations. It's recognizing that what I experience as a human being, has consequences. There are things that we will do in our lifetime that, because of our foolishness, our ignorance, we may regret at some point. There's also things that we may have great joy about, but we have this many kinds of experiences in our lives, and all of that, Jodo Shinshu is saying, is who we are. And as we are assured by Amida Buddha, that regardless of who we are, what we may or may not do in our lives, we are assured as we are. And that assurance allows us to look more openly at ourselves. No matter what may or may not happen in our lives, Amida Buddha assures us of the eventual resolution of difficulties. And again, that assurance allows us to look more openly at our lives, to see our imperfections, to see our foolishness. And that may also allow us to be more patient. When we recognize that, I indeed do have limitations, that it might encourage me to think about how I respond to the world around me. That when I see things going on that, I think, that's not right, that's not the way to do that, and how I approach that can begin to change. That the foolishness, my own foolishness, can help me be a person that recognizes what we share as human beings. And in that recognition, begin to share our experiences. That I am a limited, finite individual, a foolish being, working my way through the world. But that other human beings may be experiencing the same kinds of difficulties, but may not recognize that the life around them, like me, like myself, the life around me supports life itself. Again, Jodo Shinshu, affirms us as we are of the eventual resolution of difficulties. No matter what we may be experiencing, no matter where we might find ourselves, we are assured as we are that assurance allows me to look more openly at my own limitations. Knowing and recognizing my limitations allows me to soften the boundaries that separate myself from others, that I may not approach others as aggressively as I may have in the past, but that separation that we often see between ourselves may be something that we can work toward resolving the differences that we cause and experience. It's often that separation, right, that results in misunderstanding, results in anger, results in our inability to communicate. But if we recognize that separation, we can begin, as from my side, I can begin to work through and hopefully begin to establish a relationship that's based not upon what is different, but rather what we share in common. Again, my foolishness, my inability to resolve the difficulties that I might cause and experience, that acknowledgement through the assurance of Amida Buddha can allow me to look more carefully at myself and the relationship I share with the world around us. Sonomama, just as we are affirmed and assured of the resolution of difficulties. Just as we are able to see one another simply as fellow travelers in this world of samsara. That we are all experiencing some trauma, some difficulty in our lives, but that we are able to recognize our own and perhaps begin to recognize the difficulties that others may be experiencing. And in recognizing and acknowledging those difficulties, we can begin to share and deepen our relationship with the world around us. Sonomama, we used to say that, just as you are. Amida Buddha's assurance provides for the enlightenment of all beings. And we respond and we say Namo Amida Butsu in gratitude and appreciation. As we live our lives, there are many things that we can begin to recognize that there's really very little I can do, but yet my life is still sustained. I'm still able to experience those things that bring meaning, importance into my life, and I'm grateful for that. So this morning, as we participate in this service, we respond and we say Namo Amida Butsu in gratitude and appreciation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto, for that. Apparently, I'm a much bigger sports fan than you. But
I remember Lincecum, or Timmy.
It's nice to know that I could be a minister someday, because when I was in high school, I was listening to World Series games on a transistor radio. In the days when they used to play World Series games during the day, they changed it all to prime time. But I was guilty. I don't know why my teachers let me get away with that, because I couldn't hide it. So I think I was trying to hide it, but I don't think I was successful. Anyway. We will now have Gatha Ondokusan II on page 76 in the small Dharma service book.
Miyoko ni shite mo Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Michael Jones, Minister's Assistant Dennis Akizuki, Elaine Jones for being our organist today, and Paul Endo for being our AV tech, our Wizard of Oz in the background. Are there any announcements?
Good morning, Phyllis Sugimoto for FBWA. On October 4th and 5th, the 47th FBWA 2024 conference will be held at the Doubletree near the airport. However, on Sunday, this coming Sunday, on October 6th, we will be holding our closing service and installation here at the Betsuin. You are all welcome to enjoy the service with us, which is scheduled to begin at 10:15 and will end approximately 11:45. When you arrive, the Hondo may be full, as we are expecting over 200 attendees from the conference to attend this service, but we will have overflow set up in the gym. After the service, please plan to stay for refreshments in the garden, which will be prepared by Karen Hiranaga's team. Parking may be a challenge. Oh, before I forget, next Sunday apparently is this rock and roll half marathon. So I encourage you all to, check the internet. I'll try to be in the garden if maybe we could look up stuff, but if you're coming from the Doubletree, definitely do not take 87 and the Taylor Street exit. If you're coming from the other direction, please do not take the Taylor Street exit. So please be aware of this because it may or may not be a challenge for you. But once you get to the Hondo, parking, again, may be a challenge because the ministers will have reserved parking next to the gym, and across the street will be where the other attendees are parking, as well as we will have street parking. So we're hoping that if you attend the service, you'll be able to find parking at least on the street. If you have any questions, I'll be in the garden, but I hope you can plan to join us next Sunday. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Randy Cow. I'm one of the Boy Scout Troop 611 Assistant Scout Masters. Our troop is having an e-waste drive next week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. across the street. So if you wanted to see a list of what is acceptable, there's flyers outside the Hondo. And that is it. Thank you. Oh, question, yes. Sorry, that's a good question, sorry. Saturday, October 5th from 9 to 3. And with the BWA conference, if you can't make it, the front office has the e-waste box as well. And if it's too much, you can leave it to the right of the Kurosaki house. There's a couple machines already right there that are going to be e-wasted. So you can put it there and we'll go through and collect as well. Thank you.
Following this service at 11:30, we're going to have our annual ABBA Memorial Service. You're welcome to join us if you like. It's going to be hopefully a short service. So we'll have refreshments next door in the multi-purpose room after the service. Thank you.
Okay, so again, next Sunday, because of the FBWA conference, there will be no Dharma school, but as you heard, you can join everyone here for the closing service for that conference starting at 10:15. The following Sunday, so 2 weeks from today, is the 13th, and we are having our birthday celebration for Sumi Tanabe. And again, as I've mentioned a couple times, she received in February the Lifetime Achievement Award, and so we're celebrating that amongst many other things. Sumi's done so many things for the BCA and the temple. So if you intend to come, please contact the office and let them know that you're attending. There's no cost to attend or anything like that. But if you And in lieu of gifts, Sumi is saying if you, instead of, giving her a birthday gift or something, she's saying you can make donations to the Dharma Center. And then the following Saturday, October 19th, we're having the first community-wide Keto Kai event. And so those of you who are Keto, which is 75 and over, should have received an invitation from the people doing registration through UI Kai. So again, please register for that ahead of time. And then way out in the future, we're having our second annual curry cook-off November 16th. That's a Saturday. So last year was held at the Wesley Temple, and this year it's going to be held in our Betsuin. So the flyers have just gone out, so you can pay through a QR code on that, or you can probably just contact UI Kai. I think UI Kai is doing the registration for that as well. But it's $30 if you're between 7 and 64. And is that right? No, 13 and 64. I think if you're like 7 to 12, so if you're a child, 7 to 12, or a senior, and they're defining senior here, 65 and over, which means I qualify to get a discount of $15 instead. So, and they're looking for teams, so we're hoping to get 9 teams to compete. Last year, Rinban led a Betsuin team. Came in third. It was only out of 7, but it came in third. And he was afraid, I don't know, should I share that? He was panicking a little. He was making the curry here, and it wasn't coming out right. And they just started, I don't know what they did. So, but came in third somehow. So anyway, you're welcome to sign up for that. And that should be a fun event like last year. And, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank everyone for attending this morning's service. Please feel free to go forward for Oshoko, and then we have refreshments out here in the garden again. And we'll close with closing Kansho.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.